history, at the very least until going back to like July last year, for the teams themselves, if not necessarily the exact players, but it has been the closest matchup that they've had. So really cool to see that both teams have been like, you know what, we'll let this float right to the end and see who comes out on top of it. So here we go, folks. We're going to be jumping into our first map of the evening. It's obviously Sharks versus Bestia here, ECL 49 South America. We're going to kick things off on Nuke.
Yeah, I think we didn't really get to talk about Sharks too much, and definitely want to be looking at Gafolo on the AWP. He's someone I've loved, that man, ever since I first saw him way back on Isurus. And Doc's been having this fantastic ECL with a 1.45 rating across the event and the 6 maps they've played so far. So definitely kind of keep an eye on those guys. And for Bestia, on the T side, did get the opening kill. Zhao does get a trade, but his head gets torn off. And we're in this state of flux where the 3 versus 3 and bomb being planted out in the open. There was a bit of miscommunication there potentially with Tomazin coming control, Luchov holding both single and double, but with the bomb not getting planted, Gafolo's in a 1 versus 2 and they just double swing him, and that is really nice from Bestia to not get too flustered in the situation that could have gone very poorly.
And obviously the best possible way for you to start your T side, particularly on a map like Nuke. You want to get off to a proper runaway start. Make sure that you've got a lot of room to work with as you kind of make your way through this first half. It looks like we may just have a bit of a tech issue, so we'll get that sorted out for you guys as quickly as possible. But yeah, we're going to get a nice little robust buy coming through here for Bestia into this round, because obviously after winning that one, tons of cash to play with. And I always wonder what the response is going to be, because I know that a lot of teams, even when they lose the CT pistol, they still opt to put quite a force into the next round and really like spend a decent amount of cash, which can pay off really well for you if you can kind of reset that T-side economy. I mean, you cause so much chaos, but it does also feel like a huge gamble. Do you think we might see something like that, or maybe keep it a bit safer?
A lot of that is very team dependent. I know like Spirit Academy is one that come to mind, where they always eco second round, no matter if they get bombed down on the T side or if it's CD side. So that's one team. And then, to be honest, seeing how we're in South America, I think the world's your oyster when it comes to force buys. I feel like that's the most South American thing, is to try upset with the Deagles. So it's a hard one to speculate because it's very team dependent. So I wouldn't be too in the know as to if Sharks are a squad that enjoy a bit of a force buy or not. But to be honest, if I was them, like, you're probably going to end up winning majority of the gun rounds. The whole conversation of playing against a team that has just added someone and has an unconfirmed 5th to the public. Even though those players that there have been brought in, for Kaysen isn't unconfirmed what's happening there, but Leo, a lot of firepower, but still, you know, Nuke is one of those maps where I wouldn't be too disappointed if I look at it for Sharks. Is like Bestia, a lot of their other results, you can't even potentially even really count them because they're completely different rosters. And if I'm Sharks, I'm thinking this is one of the most tactical maps. Just wait till the gun rounds and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a full eco going into the second round.
I think that will definitely make Bestia that much happier that they did manage to get that first pistol, and very likely the conversion, because, well, things should get spicy in the next round. But for now, we'll see if they can take full advantage of what they have into this round. Bit of a pistol stack down towards ramp, heading towards B. Seems like they might have an inkling here. Stack's already made its way across. As the bomb starts to come down, they're waiting for it. And there's some nice elevation here as well, so you can get a little bit of a stepping stone happening. I wonder if they'll be able to get 1 or 2 picks. I think that would be really great for them. Maybe get an upgraded weapon if they can. None of that utility does any damage, but it is good for zoning. But now they're going to have to round this corner. There is an inkling. There's an idea. There's a possibility. Jumping through, the first kill to connect. Come on, one more. One more would be magic. But no, unfortunately, not to be the case.
Oh my god, that was quite funny. You can see Cases like, what's going on? Pulls out a Molo. What was it? I think it was... Who jumped over first with the MAC-10? But, well, whoever the first guy was that jumped with the MAC-10 must have had the fright of his life. Be like, there's 5 of them! It's just as they're all there. But yeah, you know what? The fact that they only lose 1 player there for Bestia is honestly impressive. But this is where life's going to get a bit difficult for them, because Sharks, they're now on the full purchase. A lot of absence of utility as they heavily favor the upgraded weaponry right now, and it's going to be an early play for Bestia where they're already putting Luchov very aggressive outside and already postured towards ramp.
And not just the stronger weaponry, but also obviously going for full armor on the majority of their players and making sure that they've got that kit. So they want to be as robust as possible. It does pay off. A great crossfire setup towards ramp means that they now go into this round with that player advantage. Next is going to be force off. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Just a pixel there for Doc to get a bit of cleanup. And Bestia only have 2 players left. It's exactly as you had kind of predicted. Guns in hand, and Sharks instantly bite back.
It's a really good hold. A very impressive hold with kind of the numbers that were there. They all get so easily dealt with. And I'm honestly surprised. Like, that went way better than I anticipated. And the big issue for me was just the absence of utility. Like, how's it going to work when we start to pop? And when Bestia popped, well, they all just got mowed down. And the bomb never even gets planted. So for Sharks, 4 players alive. Life is good. We're very happy. We've saved 3 AKs into the next round. Gofolo hasn't even had to do anything just yet. And Bestia in this awkward state of like, well, we won 2 in a row, but we don't really have any money. Kaysen has an AWP out, but yeah, it's 2 AKs, a Deagle. It's a mismatch buy.
Yeah, I suppose they've gone for everybody just spending every last cent that they have, go into the next round with everybody on a fairly even footing. Not sure if it was necessarily the best call, but I have been wrong before. We'll see if Kaysen goes absolutely mental here with the AWP. Does seem unlikely. They've also slowed things down very much here, doing a little bit of poking and prodding. See where they can get a bit of that early intel. It looks like they are going to posture. Oh, that's a great Molo. That's going to slow things down massively now. They don't have time to cross. The first kills to come through here. The headshots abound, but it's still 4 versus 4, so still kind of anyone's game. Bomb is quite far back as the smoke start to clear. Hasn't made its way down to Secret, but instead they're going to pivot over towards the A site. Might be the right call, but with Cole? Yep, there you go. I nearly called him Koala. Getting that kill, that's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Bomb now on the ground. Doesn't seem like Bestia really have a way in here, because once again, back down to 1 player left alive with Luchov going down there. Surely Kaysen just holds on to the AWP here.
Yeah, another very disappointing round where, especially when you've got the AWP out, you never have the ability, he never even gets into the round. Players being separated left, right, and center, and it looks like Zhao is also going to take this AWP out of the server. Yep, head spotted and connected. AWP now will be saved, retrieved, put into the hands of Gofolo, and that's a really good start for Sharks. Also, a bit of... I was talking... I can't believe I forgot about this. I was talking about the Isurus lineup where I first saw Gofolo, where they came over to Europe. They played a few events. They played the Pinnacle Cup 4 to be exact. And they made this like really cool run where they beat Skada, who were really good at the time. They beat K23, lost to Movistar. Gofolo was playing with Notsuke. Notsuke was his IGL. I completely forgot about this. So we've got a bit of cool, like, both teams, mixing it up. They've played with each other before. But what is going on this round?
Yeah, I suppose anti-eco, so they were just going for a bit of a pistol shenanigan. The fact that they get 2 kills there is pretty dope, though. Do that little bit of damage, but...
Technically get 1.
Oh, yeah, there was a bit of a team kill.
Kill his teammate.
Try to gloss over that one, shame. Poor guy, but it did happen. It's a bit unfortunate. But you know what? I don't think that Sharks are terribly concerned with that, right? I mean, the cash flow do be flowing. And for Bestia, this is where things get a bit dangerous, a bit tight after this round. Yes, they'll have full loss streak, but you know, you want to start getting some rounds on the board here. This would be a great opportunity to make it happen. Missed shot from Nick, so he's going to have to reposition here. It's the right call to make. Bestia continued to play that more kind of hesitant style, poking and prodding through the map here, but it gives Sharks a lot of time to take early map control.
Yeah, we've got good outside presence from Luchov. Big hero in the pistol round, looking to see if he can continue that form. So he's going to be able to get into Secret, just cause a bit of commotion, keep Kolax, who's rotated down towards Secret there, meaning there's only 2 real defenders on A. Not Skate's confirmed. Oh, that is a very brazen play. They're just running into Garage. We're just dry swinging the AWP, and the A bomb site, even though there's 2 defenders here, it's holding perfectly. That felt very rushed from Bestia. There was a game plan to try split onto A, and I simply do not understand the vision there, and it feels like we've just given away a free round to Sharks.
I think there's a world in which like fluster comes into this, right? You kind of have that early plan, things don't go the way you want, and now you have to find a way to stabilize, to, you know, try to regain some of that control and the momentum that you were trying to build, and that's when things start to go awry, particularly if you've only got like a semblance of a plan and not like a perfectly orchestrated plan, things can get a little bit crazy quite quickly. And unfortunately, now we're in the situation that I was kind of alluding to. Money is very unfortunate. It's going to be a full Tech 9 round. A little bit of cash saved for that next round. They're not going for one of my crazy Tech 9 rush rounds, but they are still kind of posturing towards lobby, so it's likely to be an A hit, trying to draw a bit of attention in towards outside. But Sharks aren't really taking the bait. Doc ready and waiting, arms wide open, gets both players, while Gafalo over here on the A side, great positioning from him, is going to do a little bit more of that cleanup. And I mean, this round is over before it even begins. Freddie, are you
Yeah, so they
muted?
tried. Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, I was just. They literally did the exact same play as the last round, where they do the 1-2-3 default smokes. Luchov and Notsuke go outside. They flash into main, try kill the garage player, and then at the same time they pop out A. Didn't work on the rifles. Didn't work on the Tech 9s. Not sure the whole reasoning behind that for Bestia. Felt like they were just hitting themselves. They were just throwing themselves into a wall. But this round going significantly better towards outside. Bestia put so many numbers here, and Sharks just topple over.
Felt like maybe Sharks get a little bit overconfident, but look at this lurk that's potentially being set up here by Cole. Now, in a 2 versus 4, this is very, very dangerous to try and get the full value out of. You are so far away. There's no crossfire setup. RDN has been lost. And there goes Koala as well. A really Cole, a really solid round from Bestia. They're only losing 1 player, and they kind of lean into the same strategy that they've been doing for quite a few of these rounds. But I feel like Sharks maybe get a little bit over eager here. They want to take that fight to them and outside. They know that they kind of posture there pretty often, so they push out, and Bestia just win the fights perfectly.
Yeah, it's just great nades into the smokes. They give so much vision over, and also just putting players very aggressively forward. Sharks caught kind of with their pants down. A nice change of pace, and I like the setup from Sharks. It just all goes very, very wrong for them. But benefit for them is money is not an issue right now, as we're able to sustain getting out another AWP, and Luchov has been able to cross into Secret scot-free somehow, even though there was nades, even though there was spam. So Bestia, they at least have a player down Secret. This is a much better than some other of the previous rounds. And they're just waiting. CT side rotation, getting Gafolo down vent very quickly. And This hit all just depends on where Nyx goes. Because if Nyx is towards ramp and they come ramp, well, he's gonna be farming. If they go towards A and he's towards heaven, same thing. So this this hit for Bestia, we need to try and pull the AWP away from the other area. And right now it seems like the AWP is in the right position.
Cole's had some good success in this position before. Baits for Nyx perfectly. Oh, they force Cole off of his position. They think they've got a bit of space to work with, and it's the AWP that is waiting for them to just cross into their sightlines. Bomb is lost, and now Luchov, this is unrecoverable.
Yeah, to say the least. And yeah, it's exactly what I said of you when you're hitting A or ramp, you need to make sure the AWP is the other one, basically. And they put utility down towards A to try drag the AWP over. The issue is they were sitting behind that ramp smoke, so it takes way too long for them to put that util down and then go towards ramp. And already, Nyx had gone, well, they're not going towards A. He goes towards ramp, and it's a perfect bait and switch, as you mentioned, between him and Kolax, and Sharks just straight back to winning ways.
Sharks now up to 6 rounds. For Bestia, I mean, if Bestia can get one more round here, that would actually be pretty decent for a T side on Nuke. We'll see if they can get a little bit more done here. Oh, Doc. I mean, that's so cheeky. He just swings straight out of the smoke, and he still gets one. What? All right. Anti-sniped on the outside of the smoke. Luchov doing the most here. 3 versus 2. Luchov, how have you gone and done that? Crouches to dodge so many of those bullets, and he's put this round on his back now. Gafalo's the last one left alive, doesn't realize the Martian's coming in behind him, and there's that 4th round that we were talking about.
I mean, that is an egregious round from Luchov. We actually missed one of the kills as well. He killed someone in towards Secret, so he gets the kill on Heaven, gets the kill in Secret, and then pushes the heroic smokes to then go kill the outside player. That was a marvelous round from him, and I don't necessarily blame Doc for pushing that smoke, because Bestia have normally just put like one outside or whatever, so he's trying to catch that one player off guard, Luchov, and coincidentally it was Luchov that ends up having a fantastic round. Speaking of Doc, look how aggressive he's getting outside.
And the last time we saw some crazy aggression, it didn't really go in their favor, but slips through the smoke here. No ways. Gets the first, some good damage onto the second. The follow-up is good, but the spray can't happen. However, the HE will do the cleanup. It's 3 for the price of 1. And Bestia now with only 2 players left alive. Bomb lost in the outside. No real utility. Couple of flashes. That's going to make recovery almost impossible. They're just going to have to try and hold on to these guns at this point.
Oh, they can't even. I was going to say, like, there's a minute, maybe we could make something work. Thomasin's out ramp, but no, it's all gone wrong. And there's also a setup that's in place to counteract Thomasin. Someone that's had a very slow game, you know, 1.37 rating, as I mentioned. He was the 2nd highest player at the Americas RMR for the Shanghai for the Shanghai Major, Perfect World Major. And right now he's not really putting on a show for us. Look, he gets a kill here. Useless. It means absolutely nothing. And I love that play from Sharks, because if I look at Bestia and their T side, it's like, what's worked? Outside. What hasn't worked? Anything towards ramp or A. So let's just continue trying to go towards outside. That's what they do. And Doc makes this incredibly brazen play to glaive the first smoke, and then he pops out his head at the perfect timing. It's a shame, honestly, he doesn't get all 3, but as you mentioned, the artillery comes striking in at the perfect moment, and Sharks, they don't allow Bestia to ever really string multiple rounds in a row after their pistol round victory. And this CT side, it's furious, it's fast, it's wild and wacky, but it's making quite light work of this mixed squad that I think Bestia kind of see themselves as right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I've also got to give props to Sharks, because so they tried that outside aggression a couple rounds back and they kind of flubbed it a little bit. This time around, it works out a lot better, and I think there's a bit more control in it. There's a bit more understanding of like positioning and exactly where you need to be and the timing on it, and the adaptations, right? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here. It's really great to see how well they've managed to do that, and secure themselves yet another round. Now it's the last round in the half. That's some beautiful early damage. So good opportunity here for some follow-up, get those early kills. But again, Bestia have gone back to a more passive stance, looking to see if they can bait out some aggression, maybe get an early pick-off and find an advantage.
This is a big change of pace, though, from Sharks. Instead of maybe trying to counteract outside presence, they just take the whole of lobby. Peekaboo, Leo, he's just been annihilated. Kolax, the question is, can he get away? He's not going to get away, but he does take one and almost a second down with him. Through the smoke, Doc shows his presence. They know Notsuke's in towards lobby. He's going to be taken down, and Kasim, the final player to stand for Bestia, he will be falling momentarily, or potentially is there the world of a 1v2.
Opt not to swap to a rifle. That could be to his detriment. Bomb has been recovered, but now he has to be careful not to make a sound. Down the ladder. Feet showing, but not quite caught. And there it is. Gafalo's waiting for it to happen, and he will finish it off, get the final kill of the round, and secure an 8-4 half for the Sharks going into the second.
a very impressive half from Sharks. They lost the pistol round, they ecoed, and since then they only lost 2 gun rounds. 8 and 4 is where they set themselves up for their T side, and it looks like against a fledgling state BESTIA, this should be a pretty decent victory for them. Missed flashes on the AXQ, however, could cause some worry, and yeah, it is. These defenders in their numbers are holding on, especially Leo. Just joined the roster today, and he's already got 4 kills on this pistol round. Doc for a 1 versus 3, unfortunately not able, and Leo unfortunately doesn't get the ace, but it's BESTIA right back on track now into this game.
Sharks really had the right idea there. I love that they go for that really aggressive push. They want to just get in, mow down as many players as they can, get that bomb down. We're not going to faff around and waste time. But with utility not hitting the way that it needed to, sure, they keep it pretty competitive. It comes down to a 1v3, and they actually do manage to get 1. But unfortunately, yeah, just can't make it happen. Bomb not planted, no real money to speak of. Gonna be putting a bit of a spend into this regardless. Okay, got Tech 9s on board here and a Mac 10. That's quite a bit, so they're feeling pretty darn confident at the very least. We'll see if it does actually get the gains that they want it to. They're going to start edging in towards ramp. Yeah, MP9, a little bit of damage done, but nothing confirmed. That'll give the information over to the rest of the team. Be wary, they've run down ramp. And they've already lost 1 player, now trying to fight it out, setting up these crossfires and just getting absolutely mowed down. A few tickles would take them out, but somehow they've managed to stabilize. They're still in this. However, the last 2 players for BESTIA, full HP, rifles on board, and as mentioned, it's just going to take a tickle to take out these last 2 players. Now, bomb down means a little bit of extra money, and they'll be happy with that, but can they stabilize? Can they somehow make a miracle happen? They have to play off of each other on top of the bomb and pray that BESTIA just fumble somehow. And they're still so far away from each other. I thought that there was a bit more of a crossfire, maybe down the stairs to set up, but no, bomb's going to get tapped. Kaysen looking to... Kit. Yeah, he's going to have to stick on it, opens the door, shoots the diffuser. No ways! How have you gone and thrown that round away? That was so winnable, and yet it's Sharks that come out best.
I think Sharks played that perfectly in the 2 versus 2. Unbeknownst to them, there wasn't a kit in play. But BESTIA, in that 2 versus 2, were just searching, waiting to see if they can pick off someone. And they just never could. They took so long trying to find someone that in the end, they were getting on the bomb and they had to fully defuse it in that moment. They could never get off it. And Sharks, especially Nyx, the youngster, has been pulled up to this roster simply out of nowhere. He's taken the AWP off Gafolo, and he's just pulled off a lovely 3k there. But okay, Luchov, 3 shots through the smoke, each one connecting onto Doc. Even though BESTIA are right back down to the pistols, they do now have the man advantage in round 15.
Bit of a crazy shot there to give them a little bit more to work with. I do like that gun is being babysat as well. Like, they, not just the gun, but obviously for any potential backstab. They don't want to give over anything unnecessarily, so this is a good call from Sharks. A bomb kind of snuck its way down, but has returned and is moving its way over towards the A site. Now, that's a bit of a misread potentially, because there's still so many players on this A bomb site for BESTIA. They haven't rotated, haven't pulled away their players to try and meet the Sharks down on the other side, but it doesn't matter because somehow Tamashin doesn't realize that they're pushing in. So now the rifles can just do what the rifles do best. However, it's still come down to a 2 versus 2 here. What seemed like the easiest round imaginable has completely gone awry, and now RDN, after the bomb is planted, manages to get the first, trying to follow it up with the second. The Tech 9 just not able to get that final shot, and Kaysen will have more than enough time to defuse the bomb.
Oh my god. Welcome to South America is all I can say. I was holding my breath. I just couldn't speak. Like, you've got Thomason, just not, he's being left out to dry because his players push hard. And then you're planting the bomb, Sharks, for Heaven, and then no one's watching Heaven. and then the USPs are getting all the kills, then we're running out of bullets. That was a super messy round from both sides. I feel like no one comes out of that mentally on top. Bestia though, a low purchase where they get the opening kill, it all looks like it's gone wrong, but then they pull themselves back into it, and we continue this back and forth affair with the Force buys.
Yeah, actually, economy is turning into quite a predicament, yeah, because of how back and forth things are, and players or teams losing quite a few players in most of these exchanges. So none of them are able to really build up any sort of a buffer. Here we go. Oh my God, it's just a spray down. Sharks didn't even have a chance. They just walked out onto the site and instantly died.
Well, that's definitely one way to end the Force buy wars, right? just straight up.
Like, what do you even say about that round? It began and then it ended.
We started and now we're on an eco. Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect shutdown. I think it was Kaysen that got the inaugural double. So that was a really impressive show of individualism from him. They also seemingly ran through the door smoke, which feel like we're preparing ourselves for disaster, but finally the deadlock is broken. Finally Bestia are able to cool off a little bit as they're going to be up against an eco, and now what that creates is a really contentious game where Bestia are right back in this. They're on the city side. It's going to be a 1-round game, and it's going to be very exciting. And when we've got the eco, I can clear up some points that was getting a bit awry, I think, because of all these roster changes. Kaysen has been officially picked up. He's been put on the AWP. Notsuke is going to be now officially just focusing on IGLing, following in the footsteps of his old AWPer Folo, who was also IGLing and AWPing on Sharks, but ever since the CCT playoffs where they lost in Imperial, he's now off the AWP. They've got Nyx, who's kind of come out of nowhere. So you've got two rosters who had an AWP IGL. Both of them have picked up an AWPer, have been removed off the AWPing, and yeah, Kaysen's official with Leo from today. So this is the grand opening of this new Bestia project, which I think is a really exciting prospect for the future. And interesting enough, moving away from their Argentinian namesake, I think that was kind of them, like their identity, but they've pulled in 2 Brazilian players, and it feels like Notsuke is returning to Icarus X days, where it was a mix of Argentinian and Brazilian players. So a very interesting change in both these rosters recently, more so Bestia, which it was literally 3 hours ago.
So I know Launders is calling for more racism in CS, but I am of the opinion that national teams are no longer the play.
How dare you?
I mean, you know what? I know teams like the Mongols are proving me wrong, but, you know, that's okay.
And Sharks.
Also, yeah, apparently, because Koala just cracks the site open. However, Tamartian will get his back as well. Brings it back to an even kilter. Now, Bomb is still in their position, and it's on the site, but they need to clear the site. They need to make it safe. Doc is done. Not enough. Kaysen just pushes straight through the smoke, completely undetected. Tamartian follows it up beautifully. The distractions are perfect. And now the defuse to come through. Koala's not in a position. Yes, he is. Oh, just at the last second manages to take out the diffuser. That was a little too close for comfort.
These rounds are absolute cinema right now, but in for all the wrong reasons. Post plants, retakes, mid rounds, no one's holding for each other. It feels like we're playing a pug right now, to be honest. It's utter pandemonium, but it's Koala who gets the double entry, ultimately the 1 versus 1 win, and a 4K to top it all off. Thomasin, I was finally seeing that form from the RMRs, that 1.37 rated player, the best in the Americas that we know and love, but it wasn't enough. And we're going again. We're going straight onto the A-bomb site, and it's again these instant openings. Flashbangs are sublime. Leo, to be fair to him, does get 1 kill while being wrapped around, but it's Sharks who are now in a winning position. And for Bestia, they might just have to save this, Sam.
That does appear to be the general idea here. Yes, good. Okay, glad to see that. I mean, Bestia have still done relatively well, but they need to be doing a lot more because now Sharks were already on double digits. Now they're going to take themselves up to 11. The next round is going to be pretty wonky for Bestia in terms of money because, yes, they will still have the AWP and 2 of their rifles, but you've got Nocte on $200, Leodirk only on 600, so they're going to have to try and like spread that wealth around a little bit. And if they don't win this next round, the last round is going to be that much tougher to get value. And of course, the Sharks know this, so Qual trying to get that little bit of extra damage done there, see if he can take a gun away, not to be the case, and instead opts to hold on to his own weaponry, which is the right call to make. But yeah, Bestia in some serious trouble because losing this round is the basically, if they lose this round, I think they lose the map, which is, you know, devastating for them.
Well, I don't feel like we're completely over just yet, because Sharks have had a very simplistic view right now on the T side of just popping A, targeting maybe some of the newer guys, as in Leo on A anchor, and Bestia, they save three players, right? They keep 2 A1Ss, they keep an AWP, they're able to kind of suffice a purchase just about around them. And now I'm going to want to see the depth of Sharks, as we can't keep on relying on A hit. Or we just could, to be honest. We could just continue going A. But these outside smokes are actually really nice, because it looks like we're going to go towards A again. But because of the outside smokes, we pulled Leo down towards B. We forced the AWP to play towards ramp. And now as we pop onto the A bomb site, once again, the flashbangs are perfect. And the IGL just leads by example.
Ooh. All right, Kaysen, your avenue of ingress has been cut off, so unfortunately not going to have the space. I don't know how Leo wins that. I mean, that's just kind of crazy. 2 versus 2 here. Still a kit on board. Definitely a winnable position. Oh, caught not looking in the right direction. Kaysen gets the first. It's a great shot. Can he follow it up with the second? All Nyx has to do here is play time. Never mind. He'll just swing and hit the shot somehow. All right, fair enough, buddy.
What's going on? He didn't stop moving. He didn't stop moving. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, so the two, I guess, newcomers, the newest of both teams, Nyx and Kaysen, come head to head in this 1 versus 1, and apparently we just win the round out by not moving. I was not stopping. And that was a round 1 for Sharks that ended up getting way too contestable. There was no way that retake should have been allowed. Leo and Kaysen almost just officiated their contract right there with that 2 versus 3 retake on the A bomb site, but unfortunately it's all in vain, and now Economy in the mud. 3 MP9s, a Scout, an A1S, no kit, scrapples or scrambling with utility. This should be an easy round for Sharks. They have exactly Bestia where they want them.
Ooh, a little bit of damage done there, but because of the blinds, Martian is going to be forced off of his position. They've done a little bit of early damage here to the Sharks, and that's not going to slow them down too much. There's definitely a lot of confidence here, and the feeling of we've just got 1 round left, but hiding just around the corner here. MP9s at close range could be so dangerous. Xiao loses the first. The shots are so labored, but eventually will connect. 1 player advantage here for Sharks, but now they have control of the site. And the push back in could be difficult. Luchov pushing straight through the smoke. Not a single care in the world will get his, but instantly traded back. Not able to stop that bomb from getting planted. Nocte will upgrade to an AK. Let's see if he can put it to good use, because the AK plus the Scout, not the best combination in the world. And as the bomb continues to tick with no kit on board, they have to try to recover. A couple shots connecting. Nocte will actually win that one, but now time is of the essence. They haven't recovered anything, and nope, Doc to get the final 2 kills of the round and secure the first map for Sharks. They will take our first in our best, well, our 2 best of ones. Feeling pretty darn confident. Not the overtime that I thought we might have, but you called it. Sharks definitely the favorites coming into this.